Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday to you. I thought in today's assembly we would have a little bit of a closer look to find out what the month of April, which we're already over halfway through, has to offer. So if we remember on my calendar, the picture for April that I showed you right at the end of last term showed April showers, and I don't think it's rained for ages. I think I'm going to have to water my plants in my garden because they've not been getting a great deal of rainfall, and I think it's going to be quite fair this week as well. So yeah, April showers, we had those the first week of the holidays, but we haven't had a lot of rain since. So April, the month of April, which reminds me, I don't think we've counted the days in April. So we need to remind ourselves of our little trick of figuring out how many days each month has, which is where we make a fist. We tuck our thumbs in and we have the fist facing ourselves, and then we start counting the months with the little finger. And each of the mountains, if the month falls on the mountain, it has 31 days. If it falls between, it has, in the valleys, it has 30 days, apart from February, which we know has 28, but 29 in a leap year. So let's have a look at your fist. Let's count through and figure out how many days April has. So starting with your little finger on that knuckle for the first mountain, January, down into the valley, February, March, April. So April lies in the valley. So April has 30 days. It's such a great trick, isn't it? Once we learn that, we'll never have any problem. And just remember that when you are doing your counting, you go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, then we tap that one again, August, September, October, November, December, and then we're all the way back to January again. So there we go, 30 days in the month of April, and here are those 30 days. Let's have a look what things we've got to look forward to or to find out a little bit more about. So we are on the 20th. It's Tuesday for you today. So yeah, we can see there we've only got one more full week, and then the second week ends the month of April, and we go on to the next month, which is May. So I've drawn some little symbols here to help me remember the things to point out. Obviously, April had all of our Easter celebrations, and there are some other things to find out a little bit more about. I've drawn a moon here on the 12th, so that was last week, and it says on my calendar that the 12th was the first day of Ramadan, which is a very, very important part of the Muslim calendar. So lots of our families and our neighbours and our friends will be taking part in Ramadan, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about exactly what goes on in Ramadan in a moment. And then this week on Wednesday, so that's tomorrow, it makes me a little bit sad, it's the Queen's birthday. And of course, during the holidays, we've had the sad news that her husband, Prince Philip, has died. He was a very, very old man, and they'd had many, many happy years together. But our thoughts will be particularly with the Queen on her birthday on Wednesday, sending her our love and our best wishes, because that must be a very difficult and sad time for her, and difficult to maybe celebrate this year. But I'm sure she'll still get birthday cards and people sending her their warmest wishes. So we'll think about the Queen tomorrow. And then on Friday this week, I'm going to have to do some research here. It is St. George's Day, Friday the 23rd, and St. George is the patron saint of England, with the symbol of the Red Cross. Often we see those, don't we, at football matches and things like that. The Red Cross on the white flag. So I think for Friday, or maybe for Thursday, I need to find the story of St. George and the dragon to read for us. So every month has different things to offer, different things to find out about, different things to celebrate. So we're going to go back to here, back to this moon symbol I've drawn, to find out a little bit more today about what the holy month of Ramadan, a month of prayer and fasting, means for people who are Muslims, who are part of the Islamic religion and who follow the Islamic traditions. So, two books to share. First of all, of course, if it's going on, it will be in my almanac. So I have marked the page for April. Let's find out what my almanac tells me about Ramadan. Here it is. And here's a picture of somebody praying there. So in my almanac, it tells me the month of Ramadan traditionally begins after the new moon. So the moon's really important. So the date for Ramadan changes from year to year. During Ramadan, Muslims hold a fast during the hours of daylight, which means they are not allowed to eat or drink from the moment the sun comes up until the moment it sets. People must also try extra special not to gossip or fight or be mean during Ramadan. Muslims use the daylight hours to focus on saying prayers and giving money and possessions to charity. Some people try to learn the whole holy book, the Quran, during this time. So it's a very important month. And of course, we've just had some people fasting, haven't we, in the Christian religion during the month of Lent. And now it's time for the Muslim month of fasting and prayer of Ramadan. And I've got the most beautiful book here, Ramadan Moon, which I'm going to read for you today, which will help us to learn a little bit more about the month of Ramadan and how special it is to people who are part of the Islamic religion and who are Muslims, of which there are very, very many in our community. And all around us. So Ramadan Moon, let's read our story today. Ramadan, the month of fasting, doesn't begin all at once. It begins with a whisper and a prayer and a wish. As the month of Ramadan approaches, we search the sky for a sign, waiting, anticipating that silver sliver of brightness, the shining white crescent that is the Ramadan moon. And there's a family looking up into the sky to see if it's time to start the month of Ramadan. And when the new moon is seen, what wonderful excitement. The news spreads like wildfire through cities, towns and villages, across deserts and grassland into each and every home. And Muslims of every nation, of every age and every hue will join the celebration on the arrival of the moon. It's here. Ramadan is here. The month of mercy has begun. And there's a picture of the world, I think, there. And of course, there are very large Muslim communities all over the world. In fact, it's the second largest religion in all of the nations of the world. And that just gives you an idea there of people in different countries, different colours, who are Muslims, all waiting for this month to start. And in mosque after mosque of every shape and size, men, women and children will all stand up to pray. The Imam will recite the verses of the book that was revealed hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of years ago. Because going to the mosque and prayer, whether it's in the mosque or at home, is very important during this month. Look at the beautiful golden roofs of that mosque. So now we all wake up to eat in the dark before dawn, sleepy mouthfuls for the day ahead while the silent city sleeps. Then Dad's clear voice rings out, calling us all to pray. Our family bows like one body before the break of day. So Muslim families have to get up extra specially early during the month of Ramadan to eat a little before the sun rises, because then they're not allowed to eat until the sun sets again. So it's a long period of not eating or drinking during the day. In daylight, we feel hungry, but at sunset when we eat, it makes us a little thoughtful, a little humble, and very grateful. So the sun's gone down, the moon is out, and the family are able to break their fast with an evening meal. Some of our staff members are taking part in Ramadan and will be fasting during the day. So it's really important that we know about this. And each night the moon grows fuller like ripe and tender fruit, shining on houses filled with laughter and mosques alive with prayer. Each night they come, unfailing, this seething congregation, to reflect on the words of their Lord in silent celebration. Picture of a community there and a mosque in and amongst the busy streets in the night time. During the day we keep busy with all sorts of good deeds. Our voices flow with the words of God in unplanned harmonies. We look for things to give away, collect money for charity, be kind and caring and polite, and try hard not to get angry. So everybody's trying their best to be extra specially good during the month of Ramadan. That's really interesting, isn't it? It's a time for giving things away, helping people who need it, giving money to charity and being altruistic. Now the Ramadan moon is round and full, a bright silver medallion, but with a special secret sorrow. We see that half the month is gone. We watch her as she wanes, losing a sliver every night, until we reach the last 10 days, those last days tinged with sadness, when we try to share more, pray more, do more, and give more. So that's halfway through the month of Ramadan. And we look for the night of power, better than 1,000 nights, that extra special night when we ask for all that we desire, wishes upon wishes and prayer upon prayer. But then the last 10 days become the last 5. The last 4 nights become the last 3, then 2, then 1, the last. And when the new crescent moon is seen and the Eid day is announced, the Muslim world rejoices, for our festival has begun. So it goes all the way through the month, with the moon starting off as a crescent, going all the way to being full, and then becoming a crescent again, a new moon. And that's when the month of Ramadan finishes and the festival of Eid and celebration begins. For Eid, there will be haircuts and pretty henna patterns and visitors and brand new clothes that rustle as we walk. And in the morning, there will be the Eid prayer, charity for the poor, families and friends, parties and outings, sweets and treats and more. Wow, that looks like a really great celebration. Look at all that lovely food, and the family are all round. A very happy day after the month of Ramadan. But all that is tomorrow. Tonight the city sleeps. As I look out at the night sky, my smile is bittersweet. Goodbye, great month of mercy. Hope to see you soon. Please hurry back, my silver friend, my beautiful Ramadan moon. Wow, what a lovely picture. I just think this book is lovely to help us to understand a little bit about what the month of Ramadan is about. And there, this picture shows all the way through Ramadan, all the way through the crescent moon to the full moon and back again. And that's why it moves every year, of course, because the moon changes every year. So there we go. We have learned today all about the month of Ramadan. And if you have any questions or you'd like to know a little bit more about that, then please ask me or ask your teachers. But have a lovely Tuesday, everybody, and do some really great learning. Enjoy your friends and be extra kind, I think. It's never a bad thing, whether it's Ramadan or Lent or whatever, to practice kindness and to look after each other. So have a good Tuesday, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.